Oh, you know what?
What?
I think this camera is broken. Yeah, no, it's done. Shit. Bye. My Yashica TAF is now dead. Super dead. I'm probably gonna sell these for parts. I pulled the trigger. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica and I'm a photographer based in New York City. Today, I'm just going to share with you which two cameras I bought to replace my Yashica TAF. So I'm going to be selling this for parts. It's already on Mercari. The reason why I bought the Yashica TAF in the first place is the Carl Zeiss lens. So Yashica lenses back in the day are just really good. I wasn't not going to spend that much money on a Yashica T4. I paid about like under $100. I negotiated with the past owner, and I think that's probably the reason why this no longer works. I bought it at a really reasonable price, super reasonable if you ask me. Like I shot like I think about 30 rolls before it started giving out. It's not a difficult fix, I don't think. It's just that when I put the battery on, it will work for a little bit and then it won't fire anymore. It won't shoot. This is on Mercari. The link is going to be in the description below. If you like it, it's very clean. There's no scratches. It's just like minimum sign of wear. And it came with the original case. Again, it looks so brand new. Sorry, coffee break. Initially, I was going to just risk it all and get a Contax T2. And the Contax T2 that I wanted was the all black one. They usually cost about like $1,200 to $1,800 depending on where you get them from and what the conditions are. I was ready. I made an IGTV video asking for advice and voice of reason.
It's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit.
She was like an angel, just giving me all types of rationale that just makes complete sense. Let's just be real here. I'm not denying that Contax T2, T3, Yashica, Minolta TC1, Class A, they're all good point and shoots. I'm not denying that. What I don't agree with is the inflation of these prices because they're so popular. If you have either one of these cameras, you're like part of the cool crew, you know? There's also nothing wrong with that. It's just for me, I don't really need to be in a cool kids crew. My intention of having to buy that expensive camera is I know that the build quality is just really good. The body is made out of titanium. The downside to Contax T2 and anything else that's completely electronic, it's hard to find someone to fix them because they don't make these cameras anymore. I ended up not buying the Contax T2 and I bought these two instead. The first one I'm going to be sharing with you, the ever so famous Olympus Mju. So I got this version specifically because I was really curious about the panoramic feature. And I know there are reviews saying that it's really just like putting like two strips of black. And they're right, it's pretty much pointless. A lot of these old cameras, example like this one, they don't pass a certain year. I tried to like change the year on this. It stopped at 2019, so I'm guessing this is the same thing for this one anyway.
I don't have an explanation for you, and you may not get one.
For this camera, it doesn't have a zoom, so this is really just good for like quick shots. It's not as fast as if it was like a 2.8. I just love this camera so much, and the lens is really sharp. It's not a Carl Zeiss, but it's very sharp and it's very compact. It's so light. I don't even think about it. I just put it in my pocket and then go out to town, you know, start just shooting. I used this recently and I took some portraits and I love the results. So here are some of the samples that I took with the Olympus Mju. And these photos I use Kodak 400. It just hits different, you know, it hits different. There's something about Kodak portrait film. You just know it's gonna look good. The skin tone is great. The tones of everything else is great. The contrast is perfect. Sunny day, even like a low light. I'm a huge fan and I know most people are. Period. The second one I got is Contax.
Wait a minute.
Espio AF zoom macro lens. Again, this has the panorama feature, but again, it's also Like, I will not use this panorama feature. So the difference between these is this one is a lot heavier than this one. This one goes from 35 to 70 millimeter in focal length, and again, it's f3.5. I like this one a lot. This one has like a nighttime flash, a regular flash, a fill-in flash. So there's more features in this camera than the Olympus Mju. It also has a self timer, also a multiple self timer feature. You can have just one photo taken or multiple shots taken, which I think it's like 3 to 5 shots. They also have a setting where every 3 seconds it takes a photo, and there's one that's every 60 seconds it takes a photo. If you are on a hunt for a point and shoot camera that has like more features, I would go with the Pentax rather than the Olympus, but if you want something smaller, I would go with the Olympus. The downside to both of these is you cannot set your ISO. Both of these cameras have DX codes in them, meaning when you put the film inside these cameras, it will automatically set the ISO based on the film that you put in. So if it's a 400 ISO film, it will just automatically read as 400 ISO film. What I tend to... It thinks I put film in it. What I tend to do when I test films is I overexpose it one step over. So if it's a 400 film, I set it up as 200 ISO because I just want to make sure that it's not underexposed. So in film photography, it's better to overexpose your photos rather than underexposed because you can get more detail that way, and film does really well actually with highlights rather than shadows. With these two, I can't do that. Other than that, that's really the only thing I don't like about it. I have not developed any photos from the Espio yet. I have a Kodak 800 Portrait in here. So when those come out, I'm going to be sharing them on my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You know the deal. So yeah, if you are on the market for a Contax T2, sure, go pay for it if you have it.
It's your greatest weakness.
But if you don't, either one of these are worth it. I paid $129 for the Olympus Mju. I bought it straight from Japan. I will not buy any other used cameras unless they're from Japan because a lot of these cameras were made from Japan. And this cost me, I think, like $105 plus like $30 shipping. People kind of have this misconception that if you order from Japan, it's gonna take like forever. That's not the case at all because you are paying premium shipping. It's like $30 shipping cost. You will get it right away. If you are thinking of buying the Contax T2, that this kind of change your mind a little bit, or at least consider other options. Again, if you can spend that money, go right ahead. But for the hype, I don't think it's worth it. I also don't think that $1,200 or $1,500 point and shoot camera will make you a better photographer. That's just on me. It's not like an automatic thing like, oh, I bought this expensive gear and now I'm like, it's not really like that.
Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie?
If you can, try to find other alternatives for a point and shoot camera. And as always, if you find this helpful, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried these cameras before. I'm sure a lot of you have, honestly. I'm like late in the game. Comment below and share me your Instagram. I would love to see your images as well. And as always, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, thumbs up, and then ring that bell to get notified on my next video. Until next time, I'm hoping next week. I'll see you guys later. Bye.